This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. NVIDIA, Intel, Qs, Chase short duration is working extremely well. Again, NVIDIA right back down into 212. We have semis selling off. In other words, growth rotation is not here. And we have a breakdown potential or support, depending on what happens this week, between Bascent, PCE, and NVIDIA. All right, so Intel gap down was a nice little bounce trounce. I gave 91.68 on a daily, 91.28 perfect. And I said once it gets below, it is bearish. And the bearish level is coming up, 85.22. So I gave you three levels, 91.28, 88.5, 85 and change, and it's on its way. The other one, of course, NVIDIA, 213, tag your it. So this was a gap down, also weakness, evening star reversal exactly at this resistance level last week of 225.38, and I gave 212. We're coming back into 212, like Rain Man, 212. MRVL also had a bearish engulfing on Friday with follow through to 225, but it hasn't really broken yet. So if you want to do a swing short duration on this, you need to keep MRVL below 232 in a nutshell. Or if you're shorter duration, keep it below 225. 225 would be a tighter short. In other words, you're wrong and gone if it gets back above 225 for MRVL. And Intel, we already talked about. I said, be careful if this thing does not hold, which it did not on beautiful. I mean, it was gorgeous. Short on Wednesday, itty bitty, pathetic bounce on Thursday, and then boom, it broke perfectly. Look at this. All right, so that's where you need to keep it below 88.5 roughly. But here's your support for bulls, 85.22. We're not there yet, but that is the support for bulls. If they try and digest here or they try and bid it up here, you'll know why. So 85-ish, 85.22 for INTC. Nice shorts in the semi space continued with MRVL, with Western Digital. This was a nice, by the way, rejection candle last week, and now this is a gap below. There are a lot of reasons, by the way, for the AI trade cooling big time, but this is your level you want to stay below if you're short WDC. That would be 453.70, round up. It doesn't have to be a game of perfect. You're sitting on the 30 week. You're still weak sauce, so it's not ready to play yet. This is very important if it stays below. Micron's gorgeous, right? Fake breakout, fast failure, another weak bounce. They got sold, a gap down. Market's getting a little punchy here. Anthropic wants to do an IPO fast. I think there's an IPO that is quick to go to market because it has a $2 trillion valuation and it's not worth it. AMD right here. See this asymmetric breakdown? Beautiful. First time it bounces on the 100-day. Second time it's going to break on the 100-day. And I really, really like this pattern. So it comes down on 55-day, right? Has a little bit of a bounce. Pathetic though, really pathetic. And now look at it. If you're short, here is a level you need to stay below. Can you see this? 468 roughly. So it's got to stay below 468 if you are chasing this short. Now on a weekly, it hasn't broken trend, people. AMD is a big old roundabout, which is worrisome, but it hasn't broken. It has revisited May highs, and it's pretty sticky there. Look at that. Look at that. But now you can see this very clearly, how it's losing sponsorship. It hasn't lost it, but it's about to. So 455 is your breakdown level. That's why I got it in green, because it's also a darling within the semi space. Semi space does not look so good right now. It has basically topped here at the beginning of July, and it's gone sideways in distribution, and they have not come in to bid it up. And now we've got some nervousness. Push, push, push. The scarcity of compute is a big question mark. It's being pushed around a lot. Open source, open weight, whatever, on top of Anthropic coming to market, on top of OpenAI interviews, left, right, and center that were very, 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 very convoluted. Sam Altman out this weekend. He should have shut his mouth, really. Anyway, point is, we do not have a lot of AI bullish narrative of late, and for good reason. All right, so we got NVIDIA down to the 10-week EMA. I'm going to put 207.72 as the next target. I've got it on the intraday. 208.72. You're shorting NVIDIA. Brilliant. 208.72 is your intraday chase. So you need that to break to see lower. This is an old gap fill. So that's already been filled on the daily. Let me change that. Oh, look at, they left us a little piece up here. That's on the downside, which has already been filled. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so if you recall, we had this fake breakout fast failure. I said it has to stay inside 225.38 to come on down. It did. 212 is your line in the sand. We've been here for so long. It's stupid. Here's your October 2025. Same thing as gold, by the way. We're going back to the levels. It's kind of crazy, right? But anyway, this is coming right back in. So anything below 212 on a weekly is now your short back down into 200. Now I have no edge with earnings. Really, really, really don't. But keep that in mind. Sorry, David, did I not do this one enough for you? I got 85.22 and then be careful there. If you're short duration, then they could monetize here. Unfortunately, I don't think it's very bullish right now. Intel, I don't think they're going to come in and scoop it up. It's broken this bear kind of trend line. And by the way, that's a gorgeous H pattern. Translation, it looks more likely headed to 68 gap fill from its big earnings extravaganza. Remember the new CEO, brilliant guy, beloved guy, bought $12 million worth at 95 as a kind of a testament to his future ability to turn the company around. They got a lot of problems. And even though they got a lot of money too, being thrown at them by the government, and they're in a sweet spot, it doesn't matter. They still came in and broke just like all the other. They broke inside the 10-week. They stayed inside the 10-week. They had a bounce at the 30-week. They got into the 10-week again. Look at that line. And formed an evening star reversal exactly on cue. Look at that gorgeous breakdown. Came right back inside 101.65, 97.90, and now we're at 85.20. That's just not bullish. So look at it. It's holding on by, it's like Humpty Dumpty right here, holding on by its little fingernails. It looks still like a short duration, bearish push on too much too soon. And now I think you got a little time here where it can show what it's really made of. But I think once it gets back down to the 200-day and fills that $68 gap, it'll be strongly supported. So the thesis doesn't go away.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description.